Hello, folks, and Christopher Tompkins here for the Morning Huddle. So, after yesterday's show, I received some DMs. People were sliding into my DMs, and they were asking me about other ways that I prioritized my day. So, I kind of just put that as a side list of something maybe if I could share something on a future show. But after we were going through our morning meeting today at the Go Agency, there was a few things that came up that I thought were really interesting. Okay, so one of the things that I always suggest, okay, if you're looking at my own mind, how I usually organize my day is I mentioned yesterday that I like to set my main priorities and then also set my intention as to how I want to feel as I'm doing the work that I'm doing. Because as a creative professional, there's lots of different modes that I have to go through. So if you're in the same boat and you do sales and marketing or design, or everyone is a creator in their own world. So this is applicable to many of you out there. And what I really want to do is have a message to myself on how I want to get through my day. Because some days I am doing something I don't really want to work on. Sometimes projects are a little bit challenging because not every part of the project is a joy, right? Let's be honest. Sometimes there's things that you just have to get done because that's part of the project. And it is also sometimes crucial to success. Sometimes looking at a spreadsheet or looking at reports, it can be a little exhausting, especially if your brain doesn't really work 100% on the numbers. So what do I do? Like I said before, and this was something that one of my peers picked out of yesterday's huddle, was that I like to do the hardest thing first. So let me just tell you about that concept. I'm not the creator of that concept. That I believe, I can't remember the author, but there was a book called Eat the Frog. And it's just the idea of getting the thing that is going to be your biggest stumbling block out of the way early as possible, so that you can then attack your day with a fresh mind, with all of the clearance that you need to be a creative professional. And I didn't follow that advice for a while. I mean, we've been doing the Go Agency, we've been in business now for 11 years. And over that time, I revisited this concept every so often. And one time I was working on a couple of projects with clients that were challenging because it was a challenging project, right? No harm, no foul. But I was really struggling to get through some of the elements of the project. And I was finding that it was acting as a barrier to all of the rest of the creative work that I needed to be executing on a regular basis. Because as you know, I do a podcast, I have a blog, I write books. There's a lot of things that I'm doing creatively, but I want to make sure that I can handle everything with the utmost care. So I started to get up a little earlier. Now, this is not something that I'm saying you should do, but one of the things that I do is if I do have an awful project, and I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm worried about that, or it's on my mind, folks, I grab a drink and I go and start working on it. Now, am I going to be executing that? No. I'm going to be coming up with the framework of how I'm going to attack it through the day. It just makes me feel more in control of what I want to go through. And this could be the same thing for you. Maybe this is not something that will pop up every single day. Maybe the projects that you're working on are rather flat. But whenever you have those few things, I mean, just thinking things that are a bit of a pain, taxes, financial matters, talking to accountants, all of these things are things that are not top of my list. But also maybe proofreading, like 100 pages of copy. Maybe these are not your sweet spot. If they aren't, start them earlier in your day and get all of this stuff done before lunch. Then reward yourself with work that you can relish in for the rest of the day. So anytime that we get any query from a client, or maybe there's an email issue, or there's anything that happens, we always do the work that's the most painful first. And I say painful. It doesn't mean that our clients are negative or they're a pain. work is work. Life is life, folks. Not everything is going to be like a bird chirping on your shoulder and the sunshine through your window. There's some parts of the work that are a little bit hard. So I would suggest and I would challenge you to try to start your days like that. Now, the one criticism I always hear with this approach when I'm talking to other people is that, well, doesn't that just wear you out or ruin your day? And I said, no, because I set my intention to not have it ruin my day. I'm really excited about getting it done so I can get on to the other work that's really exciting for me. And you know what? Sometimes when I find something like that and I put it in the morning, I reflect on it more and I actually enjoy the work at the end of it. So something that didn't start off as being one of my favorite things ended up being not as bad as I thought, and I really got something out of it. So I think be all and end all when we're talking about priorities. Obviously, I like to set 3 priorities a day. I like to set my intention, but then I like to front load my day with the hardest tasks that I have and the ones that I don't take as much joy in as other projects that I need to work on in the same day. Make sense? All right. I hope this was helpful. We were just talking about this morning, and I thought, with your comments and everything, I'd like to just answer as many questions as you have. If you have other things, please direct message me, put comments onto these posts. This is shared everywhere. This is streamed a lot of different places. So I like hearing what you have to say. So I can change the names to protect the innocent and address anything that you really want to learn about. All right, folks. Well, this is me for the morning huddle. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great day.